Hey, so welcome back to another video, and in today's video I want to talk about a topic that comes up amongst our client groups all the time, which is, look, I've got knowledge in my head, I know I'm a good coach, I know I can help people, but I have not got any previous success stories or testimonials. Why would someone sign up with me? How can I go out there and get my first high-paying client and start to build that momentum? That's what I'm going to share with you how to do in today's video. Let's get into it. So firstly, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Penberthy. I'm the founder of adclients.com, where we help you create, launch, and scale your business online. And I'm pleased you're here. We've got a ton of content here on the channel that I think you'll find greatly helpful if you're a coach, a trainer, you sell courses, or anything of that nature. And in today's video specifically, I want to talk about something that comes up very, very often in our client groups, right? We have people that sign up for our coaching and we start to talk through their business with them and where they're at. And a regular point we get to is, look, I've got this skill set. I'm an expert in this area. I know that I could be a good coach. I know I could be a good trainer. I know I could produce a great course. But why is someone going to buy from me if I've got no previous success stories? Let's say they're in the marketing space. John, how could I compete with you? You've got so many successful students, so many results to leverage. Why would someone buy from me? Same thing in the fitness space, right? There's already so much competition out there with so many people getting great results. Why would someone go with me? If you feel that way, I resonate and I understand, but it's actually the wrong way to think. And hopefully I can help shift that with some case studies and the things I'm going to talk to you about in today's video, and share with you how actually it's much easier to land your first high-paying client than you probably think it is right now. And I'll give you some tips on how to do so. So firstly, real quick, if you're wondering why I look like I'm sat here in such an empty, dead office, if you didn't already know, we've just moved offices. We have had the privilege of moving across town into this new 3,000 square foot office. The studio's being worked on. We're putting up a bunch of cool stuff. We just put these glass walls up. We've got that room being fixed. We've got all this bunch of stuff going on. We're not nearly ready to be in here working, so we needed a place to shoot. So we've got a sofa, put it in front of a glass wall, and that is our set for today. So let's get into the topic at hand. Listen, when you are first coming into an industry and you're first launching an offer or a product or a training or a course, whatever it is, okay, the first thing you have to realize is that everyone starts at zero. And you have to truly understand what that statement actually means. You can look at big public figures like Tony Robbins and many others like that you think they're untouchable. How could I come into that same industry and expect someone to sign up with me instead of him? But you have to remember that when Tony came into the industry, there would have been other people that were already having the success, that had successful students. And Tony had to break into that industry somehow. Same with me, same with everyone else. You start at zero. The benefit, okay, or rather not the benefit, but the thing you should be focusing more on is the fact that what people actually want is personal connection. They want to find someone that understands them, where they're at, and that they can connect to, and that they believe has the solution to their problem. So for example, if you're shooting a video, or you've built a webinar funnel, or you've put together a YouTube ad, whatever it is, if you can connect with someone, specifically where they're at right now, what they're struggling with, their pains, their frustrations, all this stuff, and then you can present the fact that you have a solution. Of course, success stories help. I'm not saying they don't. In fact, we're going to talk about that next. But you will still land clients if you can connect better with your ideal customer or client than your competitors do. Right? I give this example all the time, but think about, you've got two photographers, right? They are both equally as good at taking photos, but now someone is looking for specifically a wedding photographer, right? And so they are presented with an ad from both of these photographers. Now remember, they are at an equal level. They can both shoot great photography, but one of them positions themselves as specifically a wedding photographer and is able to relate with the pains that a bride and groom could experience on their wedding day, the worries that they're going to have, the things like this. They're able to connect with that and position themselves as the solution. The other person just says, hey, yeah, I can take anything you want. Weddings, corporate events, birthday parties, headshots, doesn't matter. I can do it all. You're going to gravitate towards the wedding photographer because that's the need that you have. Now, it could be that the other photographer had more stories, more successes, more previous clients that they've worked with, but you're still going to ignore that to a certain degree because they are describing the issues and the problems that you know you might encounter, and they're providing the solution and being specific with the solution. So you have to keep that in mind. A big part of breaking into an industry and providing an offer that you know other people offer as well is actually, rather than feeling like you have to have student results and if you don't, it's not going to work, focus on connecting with your ideal customer or client better than your competition. Understand them better, display that understanding, and if you do that, it will win you some customers. The second thing you have to focus on is you've got to lead with your results, right? There are many people that will become a customer or a client purely because you personally have the result that they want. The first point that I made was about positioning yourself in the right way. Now we're talking about actually leading with your results. So without, there's no need to say, and then I worked with Sally and she did this and Jack did this and blah, 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 blah. You just focus on what you were able to achieve and make sure you describe it in a way that you know it's the thing that they're wanting. And that will still land you clients, right? I want to give you a case study and an example, okay? I launched a new program a couple of years ago called Webinar Conversion Academy. I had got very good at webinar presentations at this point, right? I'd made millions of dollars, in fact, with webinars, and I wanted to teach it. So I put together a training program teaching the webinar model, and when I first launched it, I had no success stories, no students, because up until that point, I had never taught the webinar model before. So I did a webinar. Of course, I did a webinar to sell my webinar training. I did a webinar.
We're dreaming?
You're actually in the middle of the webinar right now.
And all that I was able to lead with is my results. Here's what I've been able to achieve with webinars. Here's the revenue we've produced. Here's the results that we've gotten. Here's the companies that we've grown. And I was not able to display any student results, but I still was able to convert. And I still remember, because I looked it up just before we jumped on this, I converted at 6% on that webinar, all right? 6% conversion rate. Could be higher, granted, but that means every 100 people that jump on the webinar, 6 of them are going to purchase. And it was a $1,000 course. So $6,000 for every 100 people jumping on. Anyway, that's not the most important part. The important part is that I still made sales. Right? I could have converted higher, but I still landed clients just based on displaying understanding, which was my first point, and leading with my results, which was my second point. Now, here's where the story gets more exciting. Now that you've got those initial clients, which you can absolutely land just by focusing on those two things I've taught you, now you can work with those first few customers and clients that came in, and you can focus on giving them everything they would need to get them results, and then you build on that momentum. So when you get your first few customers and clients, you should actually go out of your way to make sure they get results. Don't just sit back and let them go through the training. Chase them, hold them accountable. Go the extra mile, because it will be so beneficial for your company's growth as you move forward to have those stories. Because here's what happened for me. 6 months later, after launching that program, I launched it again. But it had been 6 months. I'd had some students go through the program. I'd got them some results, or rather they had got their own results. I'm not going to take that away from them. They got results with my training, and now I was able to collect those success stories. Some of them would post in our Facebook group and say how happy they were. Other people would message me privately and tell me about the revenue that they generated from their webinar. Other people, there was just a few stories coming in. I launched the exact same webinar 6 months later. Now, here's the cool thing. I changed nothing about the presentation. Everything about the presentation was exactly the same as the original time I launched it. The only difference was I now added the success stories. And that second round of launching the program, we converted at 11%, almost double. We converted almost double, and the only change was adding the success stories, okay? So the big takeaway here, and there's two. One is you can absolutely land new customers and clients focusing on displayed understanding and focusing on your results. And the second part to this tale is that actually once you do start getting some clients, do everything you can to get them results, because you can leverage those moving forward, and everything will just compound over time, and you'll build some serious momentum. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, do me a favor, hit the like button, drop me a comment, let me know what you found most helpful about this. And by the way, if you'd like to become a client, or if the idea of working with me and my team to help you package up your offer, package up a funnel, and start driving traffic, even if you don't have any previous success stories right now, we can help you with that messaging. We can help you with the whole whole creation of that. I'll leave a link in the description box and the top comment to a page you can hear about our coaching, see if it's a good fit, and inquire about having a call with someone on my team to discuss that further. So go ahead and check that out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. We're putting out a couple new videos like this every single week. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you in a future video. That could be my new signature sign off. So with that, I'll see you in a future video.